Agree. We made a mistake by raising.
Copy to the AOR for the state of West Bengal as well.
F is also peaceful. Yes.
Have you seen the
You just didn't give it to it just now.
the
F.
F is direct the formation of a monitoring committee consisting of personnel from administration, academics, junior doctors, nurses and other healthcare staff in each hospital to monitor safety issues. This is a very valid point. G, direct the formation of a confidential grievance redressal system in every hospital.
Well, that's already been in the minutes.
Right.
It's in the
So
minutes.
1 second, but let's tread the path of least resistance. We can ensure that people are on board. H, the formation of internal complaint committees in accordance with the Sexual Harassment Act of 2013, again very important. I, setting up of a counseling center to be formed in every hospital and college with qualified professionals in the psychiatric and psychology departments, which will address the stress faced by students. Very valid. It's a genuine concern. I think this is something which every hospital should have. Then, installation of CCTV cameras, which I think we've already covered in our order.
Not, I don't wish to say anything more about that.
Restrooms also we have covered.
Let me just make my point of view a little clear so that there is a confidence building between the doctors and the state. I'm here before you, that's my concern. I want this confidence to be built. I want the doctors to go back to work. I want to state it very clearly. So, my lord, your lordships have already issued the order relating to CCTV. We are satisfied with that. They've already informed us about the restrooms and the toilets. We are satisfied with that. We do understand it will take time to.
Just 1 second. Ketan, मैंने जो order dictate किया ना,
Notification must go. Secondly, it is
it will go on record with
but we must keep substantive equality.
paperwork.
Women need particular different protection. My lords, just a few things, my lords.
Then what?
Yes, my lord. Now,
Mr. Sibal, what we will do is that these four areas, two CCTV and restrooms we have already covered.
Yes.
F to I. This is something which we will ask the government to consider.
It's already there. Existing committees are already there.
We'll just see if it is not there.
incident would not have happened.
Yeah, we
These
put it. It's there.
conditions have been put in place. Let's be clear. Let them not be in denial. That's our only demand. We have no other demand, my lord. Don't be in denial.
We're not denying it.
On behalf of the West Bengal Junior Doctors Front, an application has been filed seeking specific directions. Full stop. Two of the principal reliefs, which are the affidavit, inter alia, the affidavit contains the following prayers. We say, I the copy कर लो. Prayer B, which has been set out above, is specifically covered, is specifically the subject matter of the investigation which is being carried out by the CBI, and hence Full stop. As regards pair C, the court has been apprised of the fact that a meeting took place on 16 September 2024 between the...
No, Madam, live streamed is not there, Madam. They have asked for live streaming, Madam.
They're satisfied with the meeting. We don't want live streaming. We're satisfied with what has taken place.
I agree. I'm just saying.
Pair B,
No, this is not fair. Again, he's trying to demonize the doctors.
No.
Nothing else.
I
We
said-
went without the precondition of live streaming.
Pair B, as regards pair B,
Yes, not-
a meeting took place on 16 September 2024 between the Chief Minister and about 40 representatives of the West Bengal Junior Doctors Front. Full stop. A copy of the minutes of the meeting has been placed on the record. Full stop. Ms. Jaising, however, states that though prayer B contains a specific request for live streaming of the meeting, that was not insisted upon, and broad terms of settlement. We'll say broad terms of settlement have been arrived at
Yes,
in the course of the
some
Yes.
terms of settlement.
Correct.
They wanted 40 of us went.
There's D and E relating to CCTV cameras and restrooms and toilets has already been dealt with in the earlier part of this order. We find merit in the request which has been made by the Junior Doctors Front in terms of prayers F to I, and direct that the state government should consider the request and take ameliorative steps
If not already done,
if
Madam.
not already taken.
What if not? Can you make a statement that you've got such assessment committees in your hospitals? Can you make that
Yes, yes.
statement, Mr. Sibbal? Put your hand on your heart and
yes.
make that statement.
These
Don't
You
be
can.
denied.
It's in the status report.
the
They're not there, my lord. I'm making a
specifically,
statement, they're not
the
there.
steps which need to be taken by the state government include R4, bracket 1, the formation of a broad-based monitoring committee in each hospital consisting of the administration, academics, doctors, nurses, and other healthcare staff to deal with safety issues. Bracket 2, semicolon, bracket 2, the formulation of a confidential grievance redressal system in every hospital for the redressal of grievances of students, doctors, and other staff. 3, the formation of internal complaints committees in accordance with the Sexual Harassment of Women at Workplace into brackets Prevention, Prohibition and Redressal bracket Act 2013, and bracket 4, the setting up of counseling centers in every hospital with qualified professionals, particularly from the psychiatric and psychology departments, to deal with the issues of stress which are faced by doctors in the course of their duties. Would stop. Each of these aspects would merit serious consideration, and we would impress upon the state of West Bengal the need to take remedial action.
If not done, Madam, because
It's already done.
Yes.
Within a period of 3 days from the date of this order.
Correct, Madam. Now, Madam, I just want
My lords, with regard,
the last issue. May I now, Madam, finish with that?
Yes.
my lords, if I may, very
Madam,
briefly,
wow.
very important, my lords.
Now we gave you adequate time. You can't keep on coming back.
Madam,
Notification
now-
has not been set aside.
Madam, only one request.
They recorded their statement that they are not going to insist upon that.
I'm grateful, my lords. My
That-
lords,
Yes.
Now, one last thing, Madam. Now that we have agreed to all this, the cease work must stop, Madam. They must go back to work.
If the name of the
Now,
notification.
Ms. Jaising,
Yes.
Ms.
Yeah, but-
Jaising, then Senior Counsel appearing on behalf of the Juniors Doctors Front, has stated that with the above confidence building measures, which are to be followed by the state of West Bengal, the junior doctors would have no difficulty in resuming work. Full stop. It has been stated that the only concern of the junior doctors was that necessary facilities for ensuring their safety at the workplace should be duly installed. We accept the assurance which has been tendered by the
Deeply obliged. We are deeply obliged. And now, Madam, the last thing is that the challan, Madam, your lordship.
Finish,
Yes,
please. Can we maintain that order, one person addressing the court at a time?
Yes.
Yes. Now, my lord, your lordships have just dictated, if I heard correctly, that we have no difficulty resuming work.
No, we have said that you said that in principle the doctors would like to come back, but they wanted confidence building measures.
Yes.
And that with these steps which we have now virtually taken from your application and the other steps that you are now willing to...
There's just one caveat to that, my lord, one addition, if you can just record it. My lord, we are accountable to our general body. We plan to hold our general body today or tomorrow. So there may be a gap of time. I want that on record. I don't want to be told I'm in contempt of court.
Ms. Jaising has informed the court that in view of the minutes which were recorded before the Chief Minister at the meeting held on 16 September 2024 and the directions which have been issued in this order, the junior doctors would approach the general body so that a broad consensus evolves to facilitate the return of the doctors to work.
Yes, one more thing, my lord, one more thing. Your lordship will just come to prayer B, prayer B. Now, my lord, this is a very, very serious issue, and we know it requires to be addressed. Direct the state government to establish and fix administrative responsibility. My lord, just hear me out. We are not getting into the domain of the CBI. My lord, we do not wish to get into the domain of the CBI.
Earlier direction of this court.
My lord, it is not my case that I want to interfere with the domain of the CBI. The words have been chosen carefully. We have used the expression fix administrative responsibility.
Jaising, 1 second. Those responsible for the cover-up of the incident.
So the incident, my lord, I made a statement earlier that it is still there. My lord, hear me for a minute. What is that?
We are still being apprised by CBI
Yes.
of the nature of the cover-up which took place.
No.
1 second. Until CBI gives us a better,
Yes.
a better updated status report, then we will issue directions to
Look,
them.
I bow to that, my lord. I'm not talking about the domain of the CBI. Just hear me for one.
No, we are not saying, 1 second. Once CBI points out what has emerged during the course of the investigation, we will have some material to issue directions to the state government to take action.
my lord.
And we must have some material before.
Agree, this is going to be a continuing mandamus. I agree. I know that your lordships are not ignoring this issue, but give me 1 second. My lord, your lordship needs to be told that one of the reasons they've not gone back to work is because it is their belief, rightly or wrongly, that those responsible for this disaster are still there. And these people on return will be victimized, my lord. We want some kind of assurance from this court that they will not be victimized on returning to work because they are still there. They are working in RG Core Hospital today. Today, my lord. They are working there. And
The Chief Minister has already made the statement
These are my instructions
publicly.
as well, my lord.
In the meeting yesterday, it is recorded.
that is why I chose my words carefully, not CBI administrative action. My lord, for example, the principal has been suspended under the civil service rules.
It is not possible.
Supposed to apply. And one last thing I want to apprise you of. My lord, there are statutes involved in the functioning of these institutions. One is the University Act, the other is the Medical Council Act, and the third is, of course, the Department of Science. All three have to take responsibility for what's been going on in the hospitals. Three statutory bodies have to be held responsible, my lord, for what has gone on over here. All the statutes have a provision in them for monitoring, each one of them, monitoring the functioning of every hospital. The state has a responsibility to monitor. The university has a responsibility to monitor. The medical council has a responsibility to monitor. And I pray it concerns those three statutory bodies. I'm not interfering with the work of the CBI at all. And they are still there. They are still roaming around in the premises. My lord, you give us any guarantee, we are willing to take it and go back to work. Anything the court thinks is proper. I'm not putting any preconditions, my lord. Protect us. That's all. There's a fierce psychosis right now.
This is correct, my lord.
And we want to go back to work. I want to make that clear.
If the Chief Minister has given insurance, Mullahs, then what more do they want?
What's the nature of the assurance? You tell us what is the nature of
The
the
nature of the assurance, no action will be taken against them. No punitive action will be, what more can be said? Well, join work,
Point.
Question of
join work, Mullahs.
Making a separate point.
what punitive action will be taken against those who did this to us?
That's a matter of.
What will we do to them?
Come on.
We are seized the matter.
Yes.
Yes.
Once we have material, that is exactly the area which the CBI is monitoring, namely, what is the other instances of corruption
Yes.
in these hospitals.
My lord, it's not
Just
just a
one
question
second.
of corruption.
Just please understand what we are, don't allow us to complete what we are saying. One, what is the nature of financial irregularities at Ajikor itself? Two, was there any acts of omission and omission in the performance of duties by these doctors, by the principal? Third, was there any attempt to cover up what happened or to hush up the crime? So a variety of issues is being
And
explored.
what, is there a nexus between them and the West Bengal Medical Council? Is there a nexus
Yeah.
between them and the department? Is
Yeah.
there a nexus between them and the university?
One second. We are seized of the matter. We are not leaving our prayer be. Mr. Sibal, we'll record Mr. Sibal's statement that the Chief Minister of West Bengal has assured the doctors, and which he reiterates before us, that no punitive or adverse action shall be taken against the doctors who are returning back to work in pursuance of your statement before.
Very well, my lord, we are
But they must return to work, Malaj, is not as it.
let it be recorded, my lord, let it be
But they
recorded.
must return to work.
Responding
Confidence building enable us to persuade them to go back to work.
Government Senior Counsel has earnestly requested the court to record an assurance that no punitive action, that no punitive or adverse action shall be taken against the doctors who return to work, particularly having regard to the fact that the concerns of the doctors were over the lack of safety and security, and as a matter of fact, there is an ongoing investigation to determine as to whether there were any financial irregularities in regard to the in regard to the work at the public hospital. Full stop. Mr. Kapil Sibal, and Senior Counsel appearing on behalf of the State of West Bengal, states that an assurance was held out by the Chief Minister to the junior doctors, Joby, front head, which is now reiterated before this court, that no adverse or punitive action shall be taken against the doctors who return to work
For the cease work, Malaj, obviously.
for the period during which they were
But with the
absent.
caveat, my lord, it will enable them to say, we are failing you, you don't have enough marks, your lordship will confine it only to adverse action.
Now, we have said adverse action
Yes.
occasioned by the abstention from work.
That's all, that's all.
Extension of work, my lord, this is a
My
regular
lords, if I may
feature of-
clarify what Ms. Jai Singh is saying.
Malaj, may I now?
My lords, if I may briefly clarify what Ms. Jai Singh is saying.
We have also said that they are going to constitute a confidential grievance redressal mechanism.
They must also, Malaj, she said that we'll have a general body meeting. They already said so.
You come back to us
Record.
with even one such concrete case and we will take it.
Malaj, Malaj, may I give, Malaj, I think,
May I mention an IA?
Malaj, may I have a chance, Malaj?
Yes.
Malaj, they have said that there will be a general body meeting, Malaj, and then they will join work, Malaj. So as to when that will happen, Malaj, we must know, because
I'm sorry, my lord, I can't give a date.
Your lordships, may I?
it means what?
Our order,
Yes,
the last order, we are not modifying our last order,
okay, okay.
right? We have given, we have passed an order last time. We are not modifying that order.
Very well.
We have created conditions for them to come back to work.
Yes, yes,
We have recorded their assurance
yeah.
that now that you have said that there will be no vindictive or adverse action, they will take a decision to come back to work.
Yes,
Let them now do whatever they have to do to implement that assurance and come back to work.
yes. So this must not be open-ended. It should not be. Malaj, 1 second, last thing,
Your lordships, may I mention an IA?
somebody.
All right, 1 second. Who are you? Who are you appearing for?
Lord, stakeholders are heard.
Which side?
1 second. Sir, 1 second. Sir, 1 second. 1 second. This is not a political forum, all right? All right? Please, two things. You're a member of the bar. We don't require your affirmation to what we say. Please listen to us. You're a member of the bar. What you say has to abide by the rules of legal discipline. We are not here about what you feel about a particular political functionary or the other. That's not our concern. We are dealing with specific grievances of the doctors, and that will be. So, if you ask me to direct that the Chief Minister should resign, that's not part of our remit.
Lord, the stakeholders are heard. This is not a public platform. He is not concerned.
Look, I'm sorry. You please listen to me. Listen to me.
What happened?
Otherwise, I'll have you removed from the court. 1 second. Listen to me first. All right, we'll take it up after a week.
Come back.
Your Lordship,
Because I'll take only 1 minute, brothers. I'll take only 1 minute. But there's only, the form 5371 has not been used since 1997.
The challan.
This is a challan. One minute, hold on.
Video that
This
is
is
there.
really unfortunate.
Allow me to say,
This is
allow me to
admission.
finish. It was not shown to the High Court. That's a wrong statement. I put it all in the affidavit. The person may read the
You
affidavit.
know, his,
All right, they have described the regarding.
Allow me to,
Seminar hall.
allow me to read the rest,
All
Mullah.
right, all right, go ahead and
the
see
rest.
it now. Yes.
Lord,
You,
come.
because
I
up
just
to now.
read one paragraph.
All right, just read out the rest.
Yeah, the rest is one pen drive of capacity 32 GB. This cruiser is containing the copy of the CCTV footage as mentioned in item 1 of seizure list dated so and so.
That's only-
White seizure list dated so and so. One pen drive of capacity 32 GB SanDisk cruiser blade containing CCTV footage of
Camera 16 installed at the ground floor on the eastern side wall of the main entrance admission ticket counter of emergency building of RDK Hospital, behind the drinking water kiosk, facing towards southwest direction, covering the main entrance gate of KCRG handed over. Then one pen drive of capacity 32 GB,
this case here, cruiser blade made pen drive containing copy of CCTV footage as mentioned in item 3 of seizure list dated 11 handed over. What is the point of saying?
why would all cameras?
Further, can I say this?
Yes.
You have identified the specific cameras in relation to which.
All of them.
Is it your statement that nothing remains with us?
yes, yes, all of them handed over. All of them.
All cameras.
Yes, signed off on it.
Camera suggesting the seminar, let them make a statement, my lords.
Why don't you read? Why just we give it, Malaj?
Yes. Handed over and signed off by them.
Page 5G, your lordships have seen. We have obtained from the authorities.
May I just hand over, Malaj, everything that's been handed over?
Signed off by them.
just a Solicitor General 5 minutes.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
How many exhibits were totally seized during the search and seizure?
Yes, we'll just show that, your lordship.
Just tell us
Hand it,
how many.
just hand it over the.
Just tell us how many exhibits were
Well,
seized.
just take this document,
What signed off?
this is what was signed off.
When we handed it over to CBI, this is what was signed off, my lord.
Pen drive, hard disk, everything is there.
Can you share a copy, please?
Multiple hard disks.
Can you share a copy?
We'll give it to you.
There is a pen drive.
Both.
And bottom left corner is the CBI signature, Manoj.
My lord, it would be relevant to know how many CCTV cameras on the whole there are in the hospital.
Capacity of pen drive is not relevant. It may be capacity of 100 GB, but it might contain few minutes.
This has been disturbed.
They should have checked. It's 40 days now.
You've had these pen drives.
You've had this pen drive, you should have checked.
This is not on the CBI, the onus is on them to give it.
This list which you have given us indicates that several pen drives have been handled.
Yes, yes. Serial number 12 onwards is the hard drive.
Hard disks.
Malad, the four cameras, Malad, in the Arjikar hospital are connected with all the cameras stored in 4 hard drives. All the cameras are stored in 4 hard drives and all that has been handed over.
And 12, 13, 14, 15 other hard drives.
Then this ultimately is a matter of investigation.
In total,
And then there is another statement was
Just
made.
give us a moment. Just give us a moment. The status report dated 17 September 2024 has been filed by Shri Satyadev Singh, DIG, stroke HOB, stroke SC-1, stroke CBI. So, during the course of the hearing, we have heard the learned counsel appearing on behalf of, we have heard learned counsel appearing on behalf of the parents of the deceased, the resident doctors, and intervening associations were appearing, and the original petitioner before the High Court. Good stop. We have explained to the learned after we have explained to all the learned counsel that at this stage, it would not be in the interests of a fair and complete investigation to disclose the leads which are being pursued by the CBI or the line of investigation, since this may only lead to the dislocation of the investigation or destruction of evidence. So stop all the learned counsel representing the resident doctors and other groups appearing in these proceedings have also agreed in their understanding that it would not be appropriate for any further disclosures to be placed in the public realm at this stage. Full stop. However, the status report which has been submitted, full stop. The letter dated 12 September 2024 addressed by the father of the deceased to the investigating officer of the CBI has been shared with the court. Full stop. The letter expresses the genuine concerns of the parents of the deceased and contains specific inputs on certain aspects on which investigation should be directed by the CBI.
I will
Full stop.
officially.
Bearing in mind the concern of the parents of the deceased, the genuine concern of the parents of the deceased, we are of the view that the inputs which have been furnished by the father of the deceased in his letter dated 12 September 2024 should be duly taken note of by the investigating officer so that appropriate modalities are followed to explore the leads which have been indicated in the letter. Full stop. Further, responding to the request of the father of the deceased, the Solicitor General has assured the court that CBI would maintain contact with the parents and would keep them informed. Keep them informed hereafter so as to assuage their genuine concerns in regard to the investigation. Full stop. Next. Appearing on behalf of the resident doctors, Ms. Indra Jaising, appearing on behalf of the resident doctors, submitted that there is definite material available with the resident doctors indicating the presence of persons at the scene of crime which they would wish to share with the CBI. Full stop. She has, however, fairly stated that it would not be appropriate in the interest of the investigation to reveal names at this stage, but details would be handed over immediately to the investigating officer of the CBI. Full stop. This may be done so that necessary.
May I also share it with the learned Solicitor General?
Copy may be shared with
in a sealed cover and send it in a sealed
with the
condition.
Solicitor General, who would in turn make it available to the investigating officer of the CBI in charge of the investigation. Full stop. Next.
I speak, Your Honor, on the Medical Institute of India.
Some of the concerns which have been expressed before this court by the learned counsel appearing on behalf of the original petitioners may similarly be recorded in the form of a communication and handed over to the Solicitor General for onward transmission to the CBI so that necessary steps can be taken along any lines, so that necessary steps can be taken if any valuable inputs or leads are made available in the course of the investigation. Full stop. Then we will say that
In addition, if your lordships can consider, many of the concerns of the parents in the father's letter are taken care of, but we will.
What is it?
Yes.
okay. While full stop. Having perused a letter dated 12 September 2024 of the father of the deceased, at this stage it may be material to note that many of the concerns which have been expressed in the letter form the subject matter of the active investigation which is being pursued by the CBI. However, nonetheless, a copy of the entirety of the communication would be made available to the CBI so that it can follow an appropriate line of investigation as required in the interest of justice. Now we'll
Lords, on this, if we may just briefly
during the course of the hearing, the court has been apprised of the fact that that Wikipedia still continues to maintain on its website the name of the deceased and any photograph as well as
only name.
Only the name is there.
The photograph, but the name is there.
Photograph is also there. It's a different sketch, but it is.
as well as a copy of her. That is a portrait in graffiti. It's not a real life photograph.
Photograph, only the name is.
Yeah, that's only it's only an impression. It's not. It says X's portrait in graffiti at Dhaka University. Yes. So I think we need not refer to it.
Representing.
The
It's only an artist's impression.
Representative.
First page, and another thing, the girl had a specific hairstyle, and this graphic is depicting her everywhere. That's the unfortunate part, but the name is there on the first page.
It's the name which
I
is.
now search the name.
Yes.
The provisions of Indian law are clear in this respect, full stop. In the interest of maintaining the dignity and privacy of the deceased, it has been clearly the governing principle is that the identity of the deceased in a case involving alleged rape and murder should not be disclosed. Full stop. Wikipedia shall therefore take steps to comply with the previous order and the injunction which has been issued in the present order forthwith.
Please.
Full stop. Now, Now, we have covered this. We have taken care of the letter by the father. Now, the status report we have dealt with. Now,
Something very significant that the doctors wanted to place.
Nandi for a minute and then we'll.
Sure.
I'm so grateful, my lords. My lords, on the last occasion, the state government had vilified the doctors. For the doctors, my lords, we represent 25,000 doctors
What you have to say?
in the state of West Bengal. If I may just.
Just,
So, my lords, on the last occasion, my lords, if we may go turn by turn.
Again.
My lord,
Between the two of you, what's the
Mr. Mine,
point?
I'm not accused of addressing the court. I just want to make a distinction between senior doctors and junior doctors. My learned friend is rightly representing the senior doctors who are
Yes.
supporting us. I am representing the junior doctors who have today ceased work.
Ole.
So our submissions will be different.
Yes, Ms. Nandi.
My lords, on the last occasion, a number of statements, misleading statements, and I really say this with responsibility, were made by the state of West Bengal. And in that status report, which we were not given, we wrote twice formal letters, and with regard to the doctors, the senior doctors as well as the junior doctors. We have filed an affidavit in this regard, my lords.
So can you
We are not-
summarize what you have to say?
Record.
Can you just summarize what you have to say? Tell us, we'll make a note of it.
But my lords, if I may just hand this over because it has some
Summarize
relevant
it.
documents.
Tell us what you have to say.
Number one, my lords, they have said that the state of West Bengal, the medical system is collapsing because of the strikes of the junior doctors. My lords, the senior doctors are working overtime double shifts because their junior doctors are not feeling safe. They have said, for example, in the status report, para 15 of my lord's order, 7C.
According to you, everything is going on as normal. Nobody is.
My lords, everything, it is true, is not going on as normal. But in 7C, for example, they
So,
have said that cardiology treatments such as stenting and angiography,
the juniors are not on duty. The seniors are trying to fill up the gap to the extent they can.
my lords, for the firstly, they are filling up
So therefore we
for
ask,
the junior doctors.
are you in a position to say that, well, everything is as normal as ever?
My lords, we are not saying that, but what we are saying
Is that you are doing your duties as seniors to fill in the breaches caused by the absence of the junior doctors?
and my lords, we have placed on record, and my lords, just make
That's all right. You've made your point. What's the next point?
this, please. The second thing is that there are a number of deaths that they have claimed that they say that they have got from media reports. Now, we were able to glean in the absence of being given the allegations that are being made against us. We were somehow able to glean one case from which we, with regard to which we have obtained the clinical reports, and it is a lie. There's no question of it. It is a lie. So, my lords, this demonizing of the doctors has to stop. So, my lords, if my lords will take note of that and ask them to give us any further status reports or allegations that are made against the doctors so that we can respond, we would be grateful. Secondly, my lords, in terms of safety, there is a notification that has been issued by the state of West Bengal to institute Ratire Shathi,
Sorry?
to institute a cadre that they call Ratire Shathi. Now, this Ratire Shathi, my lords, is at page 23 to 28 of these affidavits. If I may just hand it over. Ratire Shathi means
The companion at night.
Friend of the night. Companion at night.
A companion at night to maintain some sort of safety.
Yes. And this is their response, my lords.
Page?
23. So, my lords will look at para 2.
Yeah, if you have got it. Yes.
Now, these 1514 number security personnel will be placed in government medical college and hospitals as per breakup attached by outsourcing through agency for a period of 1 year. This is one objection, my lords. But the second objection is at page 24, which is that they get a training of 7 days. So the director, principal, MSVP, all concerned, with a request to verify antecedents of all such hired personnel, a training of 7 days in consultation with the district police authority may be organized for these hired security personnel. Now, my lords, has the state of West Bengal come to this, that when an incident has happened where Sanjoy Roy, the accused, was a civic volunteer, at night, my lords.
My lord, I wish to
Yes,
fully
yes,
support.
My lords, may I complete my brief submissions and then?
Yes.
My lords, with regard to the other safety mechanisms that my lord had directed, there are budget allocations, but beyond that, there are a few extra CCTV cameras that have been installed, and that is really it. So in terms of the safety and security, our senior doctors are there, but we are being assaulted.
All right, we got your point.
And my lords, lastly, with regard to the financial irregularities, we have been assisting the CBI directly. And even today, given what had fallen from my lords, I had passed to the solicitor and to the CBI a standard operating procedure with regard to the post-mortem. It's a memorandum dated 3/1/2020. And we have also given a large number of other documents, if that may be taken into account. And my lords, if my lords will consider, the financial irregularities case, my lords, is intricately connected, I beg your pardon, as I had mentioned earlier. My lords, Dr. Shondeep Ghosh has been arrested now in the rape and murder case. So our concern is that
Investigation into that started a little later, because that aspect started a little later. That the CBI is investigating. They referred to it in their status report.
exactly. So my lords, because my lords' supervision of the matter has been so salutary, we are really only requesting that the status reports on the next occasion be placed before my lords in sealed cover to strengthen the
On the
process.
financial irregularities also.
On the financial irregularities also.
Solicitor, you need an order for us? You can give us a status report
We can have no
on both.
objection, my lord. We can.
On the incident of the alleged rape and murder, as well as on the financial irregularities.
Shall be done.
What is-
We can have no objection.
Yes.
I'm so grateful, my lords. That completes my.
My lord, on the question of these night.
Your lordship said that anyway, that's all right.
Now we complete.
Yes, I agree.
Once they complete, we'll come back, so you can give us a comprehensive response.
Yes.
Something to say on the order of address. I do believe it's the privilege of the state of West Bengal to be first addressing the court for the reason that a settlement has been reached yesterday night until the early hours of the morning.
That's what I was trying to show.
Now reporting back to work. I request this court, my lord, to invite the state of West Bengal to address you on what is the settlement that has been reached, because it will take care of many of the demands that we have raised. We, the junior doctors, it is an issue, because this court has passed an order directing us to go back to work. We wish to comply with that order, my lord. Now, in relation to that, a certain settlement has been reached. If my learned friend doesn't want to present the settlement, I will present it. I have a copy of it, but I feel it is his privilege.
All right, Mr. Anupam Lal Das,
And
take a follow-up on.
secondly, my lord, just one small thing in relation to submission that my learned friend, Ms. Nandi made. I fully support her suggestion. I agree that the senior doctors have been greatly supporting the junior doctors, but we have our own point of view, which I will present to you after the state of West Bengal has presented a copy of the settlement to you. Secondly, my lord, in my opinion, that force of 1,514 people requires to be dismantled with immediate effect.
Yes.
They are outside the law. They do not fall. They must be replaced by regular police of the state of West Bengal. They are performing a policing function, and it cannot be performed by people who do not hold the position of police in the state of West Bengal. Therefore, request is to disband that force of 1,514 people, total number, and replace them in the interest of safety and security with the regular police force of the state of West Bengal. That's our request.
I appear for the senior doctors, my lords, and we just want to place our concerns on record. We, my lords, are all working. We are working overtime. And, my lords, as far as we are concerned, all these 20 departments, cases which have been pointed out, in any case were manned by the senior doctors. Junior residents, etc., were not placed there. So, my lords, that is something that I also wanted to place on record.
Yes.
As far as we are concerned, we are working overtime. There has been absolutely no this thing from our side. That's her.
May I make a submission?
May
May I make a small submission before Mr. Sibal is called upon? I appear for a doctors organization, thank you, called Doctors for Patients in Calcutta. Our suggestions will give you a task force. There are two issues we'd like to highlight to your lordships. First is pertaining to the investigation itself. Second is pertaining to the policy of 19th August. There are two more clauses, since your lordships already have that before your lordships. I'll start with that.
In 13th September.
19th August, the West Bengal policy which has come out, which Ms. Nandi had just read out. If your lordship will
13th September.
No, lordship, this is 19th of August. If your lordship will have my IA then, 188500.
Miss Nandi, where's 19th of August in your compilation that idea is referring to?
Or if your lordship will see my IA, lordship.
So we'll refer to one IA. It's so much easier if you have it.
That is correct. Is 19th August. 19th August, Government of West Bengal, Department of Health and Family Welfare.
August.
August what? It's part of that helpers of the night policy.
There in an earlier status report.
There in your status report?
Yes.
Yes.
It's in the earliest.
Apparently it's in the earlier status report of the state of West Bengal.
All right, what is it?
There are September policy.
All right.
It's in my affidavit.
Your Lordship, there are two problems here with that 19th August circular. It's there in my IA as well as I'm told in the earlier status report of the state of West Bengal.
Ma'am, which page number is it? Because what I have is the 13th of September.
Okay, then maybe
She is appealing for whom? I'm not aware.
the policy.
Association of Doctors and Patients in West Bengal.
Doctors and patients.
I'm appearing for Doctors for Patients. It's a trust called Doctors for Patients. So, Your Lordship.
What's your point?
I have 2 points. Number one, in this policy, Your Lordship said 11, clause 11, subclause 5 and 6, we have a serious problem with. One is working hours of women, including women doctors, should not preferably exceed 12 hours at a time. Second, wherever possible, night duty may be avoided for women to the extent possible. Now, this is the policy of the state of West Bengal, and our doctors have a serious problem with this. And your lordships in multiple
How can you say
cases.
that women should not work on night duty?
Exactly. Precisely.
Women will have an objection if you keep them from working.
Exactly. And to limit us to a 12-hour shift. In fact, many of the junior residents work for 36 hours flat out. Now, this is directly impinging on gender and being employed at all.
Completely right. You need
That is
to
one.
stick to the point.
We'd like, and second point, I have a second point, Your Lordship. I have a second point. Second point pertains to investigation. One is on this policy, Your Lordship is seized of it. I will leave it at that.
Women don't want concessions. They want
Yes.
equal opportunity in terms of safety.
In Anuj Garg's case,
Why should we prevent a woman doctor from working in the night?
or 12 hours. Why limited to 12 hours, Your Lordship? Because junior doctors work for 36 hours. Now, women will never be
Should be
taken.
for all doctors. 12 hours working time is for all doctors. Don't bifurcate.
Whatever the shift,
Exactly.
women doctors are ready to work in exactly the same conditions.
Absolutely.
In
Yes,
terms
yes,
of time.
Exactly.
In Anuj
Well,
Garg,
let's not undermine
Anuj Garg-
undermine the lady doctor.
Mr. Sibal, this has to be
There is
corrected.
no issue, my lord. We'll notify. We were just worried because there is no security in place at the moment.
Yeah, but the
I want to make sure.
See, this,
I want to make sure, Malad, that something like,
The answer to it is you must ensure security is in place.
I know, Malad, that's the point.
Women that you will not be
This
working
is,
after.
this is in addition. It says in addition. This is not, this is only temporary. But if your lordship wants me, no issue.
Sits in
the
perfect.
state is that it cannot provide
Hold on.
security, the
We
sector is.
are at item, if.
In Anupkar's case, the lordship
And
spoke upon
you're right. He said that, look.
Romantic paternalism.
The law, the provision of the Act, Punjab Excise Act was
Exactly.
that any establishment which serves liquor
Can't have
will
women.
not have a woman.
Employee.
We struck it down.
Of course, you should strike it down, Malad, there's no issue.
Therefore, two things, Mr. Bal. I think the state of West Bengal must immediately correct its notification. You cannot say that women will not work more than a 12-hour shift. If men are working more than a 12-hour shift,
They want to.
they are entitled to work exactly at par with their male counterparts.
We'll issue a notification, but not an issue.
Your duty to provide security. And we can't tell any woman today in our country who's in the workforce that you will not work at night.
Including in.
Pilots work at night,
Call
doctors work
centers.
at night.
Call centers.
Your armed forces.
The armed forces work.
women work.
My second point, Your Lordship. Second
Okay,
point,
I-
on investigation itself. Again, it's a suggestion which has come from these doctors for patients. They say that apparently there are many people who possibly have information regarding this incident, and because of fear of retribution, they're not coming out and openly giving this information.
That is our
CBI.
problem also.
Therefore, may I just
Yes,
finish,
yes.
Mr. Mehta?
No, I'm
The question
supporting you.
here is- Oh, thank you. The request here is for an anonymous portal, because Your Lordship, the cyber crimes portal today has an anonymous portal for crimes. Also, this court, in the case of videography of child pornography, specifically said you should permit anonymous complaints and a specific portal should be set up. Our request today is to aid this investigation and to hopefully finally get the culprits. We need an anonymous portal which the CBI will set up, because many people don't want to disclose their identity even to CBI. And that is a fact today because of the nature of the matter Your Lordship has seen. We support no particular side here, but the point is people are scared. So if they can be enabled to give their complaints anonymously. Third is on Wikipedia, which is not part of my IA, but since Your Lordship said the photo is not there,
Yes.
the photo, Your Lordship, is not there on the Wikipedia website, but after the girl's name is mentioned, there are two footnotes. The first footnote refers to an article which is not an Indian journal, it's outside India, but that article has a photograph. So that footnote is also problematic because I just clicked on it on my phone when this discussion happened, and that takes me to an article.
While editing the order, I'll make sure that we cover that.
It's an external link, reference 1 and
All right,
reference 2.
thank you. Mr. Subramanian.
But only one, to respond to, Malad, she is right. We are also facing this difficulty. People are afraid to come forward and speak. Malad, we are ready to have an anonymous platform. The only Malad, difficulty in that would be, which is Malad, our difficulty, that there would be several things Malad, sent on that which are completely irrelevant, but we can't help it.
That is item 5 and 6. What is it?
But we can assure if
Be just flooded with.
that's the problem, Malad.
Information which, you know.
That this is the theory going on. This
This
is.
is functioning, they must be.
But I can assure my learned friend, if anybody comes, they would be fully anonymized. We will not disclose their identity to anyone.
Protection scheme, there
Yes, Malad.
But despite that, this court is approved of an anonymous portal, despite all the witness protection schemes.
For the productive then.
CBI's task force is limited. It's a relatively a small agency. Now, if we get all kinds of relevant, irrelevant material on an anonymous portal, one officer will be only monitoring nothing else but only that portal. So, look at it.
We understand the problem.
Lord, we can assure if anybody comes, their identity will not be disclosed. It would remain only with the joint director CBI.
You just delete it. That's all.
Despite that, the cyber crimes portal has
It may be publicized, my lord, by the CBI.
pornography of
The witness protection.
Totally counterproductive, though I have no.
All right, you made your point. Now, Mr. Sibha.
No, Malad, just as far as items 5 and 6 is concerned, we'll issue a notification to delete it. That's all, so that's not an issue. No, Malad.
5 and 6 of the notification date.
Of
19th August 20.
19th August, Malad, clause 11, subclause 5 and 6 will be deleted by virtue of a notification, Malad. So
Yes.
that's not an issue. Then your lordship's order, Malad, 9th of September, your lordships rendered this order.
previous order.
Kindly read Malad's paragraph 18 with me. order to, Lordship has that? All my lords have it? No.
We have copies.
We have copies, Malad, we'll try and give.
Yes.
No. Oh. May I read it, Malad? In order to create a sense of confidence among the doctors, we also...
We saw the para-18. So what do you have to say on that? Mr.
Yes, so no, Malad, therefore we called, 5 meetings we called, this is the 5th meeting, and we want to tell your lordships what happened. Actually, I wanted to place it earlier, but this is after the 5th meeting, Malad. Yesterday night on 16th of September at 6:30. At the outset, Malad, the Chief Minister welcomed all the junior doctors present in the meeting. She expressed heartfelt grief for the deceased victim. She also added, the first demand of the West Bengal Junior Doctor Front is under the jurisdiction of the CBI. The state government will provide all necessary assistance as required for expediting the completion of the inquiry and justice to the deceased. As regards their demands relating to action against Kolkata Police, the CP Kolkata Police and DC North will be transferred. As regards the health manpower, the present DME and DHS will be transferred. Then rupees 100 crores have been sanctioned for hospital infrastructure like CCTV, washroom, etc., which will be